I'm sure sooner or later you'll get to him, but
Oh yeah, just
this
like we left this drill blast.
man is not dead because of me. That's it.
Why? Well, how can you say that, Derek?
Yeah, because I know I didn't kill him.
Do you know who did?
No, I don't. Don't know him.
Derek Griffin, a 41-year-old pastor, is the prime suspect in the fatal shooting of Kristopher Miller, the man dating his estranged wife. The case began with Griffin's firm denial, providing an alibi that he was at home and nowhere near the crime scene. The investigation escalated dramatically when police received testimony from Griffin's own wife placing his car at the scene, directly contradicting his initial story.
You got your wife, who's known you for 50 years, married for 9, right? Has seen you drive that car, has been in that car herself, has driven the car herself.
No, you can't put me at those club between 11 o'clock and 12. You can't place me there.
On the night of May 10th, 2011, in a neighborhood in North Minneapolis, police responded to a 911 call reporting gunshots and discovered the body of 27-year-old Kristopher Miller on his porch. The crime scene did not provide many immediate forensic clues, but a crucial lead came from witnesses. Miller had been shot multiple times in the back, suggesting it was an ambush rather than a direct confrontation. Witnesses reported seeing a distinctive light-colored Cadillac backing out of the area at the time of the shooting. This vehicle was linked to Derek Griffin, a local pastor, and the ex-husband of the woman Miller was dating. In his initial statement, Griffin adamantly denied being anywhere near North Minneapolis. This person told police that she saw his distinctive Cadillac parked near the bar where she and Miller had been just minutes before the murder occurred. This witness's testimony completely contradicted the alibi Griffin had meticulously constructed and placed him at the center of the investigation.
Derek? Darcy. Derek. We're cops that work up here. We work in the homicide unit. We had some questions. We had an incident that happened last night.
Good.
Okay, and we don't know the answers until we talk to the people that may or may not be involved. So our job is nothing more than to talk to people, get everybody's side of it.
The murder investigation of 28-year-old Kristopher Miller began with a single crucial clue: a white Cadillac seen at the crime scene. This lead quickly brought investigators to Pastor Derek Griffin, 41, the estranged husband of the woman Miller was dating. Derek Griffin was then taken into the interrogation room.
Go from there. We have a young man that was killed on the north side last night. Okay? And that's what we'd like to talk to you about. So before we can talk to you, we need your permission to talk to you there.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you understand what the Miranda warning is? Have you ever heard that? I mean, ultimately, you make the decision to talk to us. That's your choice, right? But we need a little bit more than go ahead from you, because we had to bring you in down here, okay? So we'll give you your rights, and we appreciate you, for talking to us. So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to an attorney now or at any time during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you by the court without cost. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions about that? Okay. So, having said that to you, we need your permission to talk to you.
Go ahead.
Okay, you're willing to talk to us?
Depends on what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, would like to start out by asking you if you know this guy.
No.
We're investigating this young man's murder.
Okay.
And part of, like I said, what we do is we talk to people and we find out where they're at and if they have any information that could help us. We've basically been at this all night, and people are saying that maybe you're up there in the area where this guy was killed.
Killed him for what?
Well, we don't know that. But people have you in the area where he was killed.
Still isn't.
Okay. Where were you last night? Maybe you can alleviate all that for us.
Home.
Okay. And where's home at?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
Would home be in Minneapolis? Or
No.
okay. Here's the thing, Derek. We understand, from talking to people, we didn't just get your name, right? So here's maybe a little background on how we come to get to where we get to talk to you. Is we talked to your wife. She gave us a little background that you guys are having a little bit of problems and things weren't going so well for both of you. And that we don't take anything out of that other than what she had to say about it. We can tell you this, that she cares for you. For what that's worth. That's what we take out of that. We know that you talked to her a little bit this morning, and she told you that she's down here at the cop shop. Other than that,
The phone went dead.
what's that?
Just when the phone went dead.
Okay. So here's what we know about Derek. He's a man of God, preacher, belongs to the church at True Vine, and he's having some marital problems. And marital problems, everybody can have, So we're looking to see what we have to say about any of that. If we don't know if it comes into play with this guy or not.
No,
You say you don't know him.
it doesn't. But so far, what she said, I am a preacher.
Yeah.
I do go to True Vine. We do have marital problems.
Right. Were you over by the Elks Club at all last night?
Nope.
Were you within blocks of the Elks Club last
No,
night?
it was not.
You have a car, we understand. We weren't there when the cops got you, but what kind of car do you have?
White Cadillac, 96.
Would people on the north side know you or associate you with that car at all?
Probably have had it for a long time.
Did your wife ever drive it?
Time to time.
You know how this man was killed?
I have no idea.
Did you hear anything about it, or?
I got a call this morning from Pastor McAfee.
Okay.
Said that he had heard my wife was involved with a young man and I killed him.
Okay.
That's what led to me calling my wife. And when she said she was here, I knew there was something to the story.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Now, if this man and my wife has something going on, I I don't know. So, my thing is this. If my wife cheated with this fellow, it wouldn't be the first time she'd have cheated. Never put my hands on it, never looked for nobody. Now all of a sudden, I go and stalk somebody and kill them. Me and this man have never exchanged a word. You've never been in one another's presence.
So, what it comes down to, Derek, is any background that you can maybe give on, if it's centered around her, or a relationship that she would have had, or if something that is going on that we don't know about, that maybe you have some insight on.
You gotta ask her if she had an affair with this fellow.
Well, but here's the thing, is you said it wouldn't have been the first time, so I'm taking it that you maybe have some insight that she has before, or you suspected, or...
No, I know.
You know?
Yeah, she confessed it.
Okay.
It was years ago.
Okay.
But I still see that guy. And I'm still with her.
Right.
And she'll tell you, I never laid a hand on her about it. Nothing physical, okay, love. Make no mistakes, man. I'll kill or die for my wife. But I won't do it over. Now, if my wife has given herself to another man, the last thing he has to worry about is being killed by me.
We appreciate that. So here's what we have to deal with right now, then, Derek. If it's out there on the street, and if it's coming to us, that you had something that, how do we overcome it?
I don't know. I had to get up this morning prepared to, so I don't know, man.
Can you take us through, were you with anybody, or can anybody vouch for you that you were with them and not anywhere near where this happened?
No.
And then you said you didn't want to tell us where home is.
That's right.
Okay. That's hard for us to deal with you on, because if we're going to try and prove that Derek didn't have anything to do with it, it would be helpful for us to know where you were at.
Might be, and I have my reasons for not telling.
I'm sure you do.
My wife called me last night. I don't know. Thinking back, maybe she was trying to get some information. I don't know. She asked me where I was. I told her I wasn't in the city. She said she thought she saw me. I said, well, you didn't. Never knowing,
Right.
She asked questions.
Right.
She always says I live a mysterious life. So that was nothing new to me. I didn't feel like she was trying to accuse me or pick me of anything.
Right.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, she did think she saw you, though.
She told me so.
Yeah.
So when I told her no, I wasn't open to her. She said, well, I thought I saw your car. I said, well, you didn't.
And so then the next question for us would be, where was your car?
With me.
And then we go, where were you?
At home.
And then we go at home and you say, I don't want to tell you.
I'm not going to do that.
But the important thing, I think, of what you're trying to tell us, and this has to be your words, is that you weren't anywhere near where this guy was killed.
I still don't know where he was killed.
Okay, well, we'll get...
The closest vicinity you've given me is the Elks.
Yeah, and we asked you, were you anywhere near the Elks Club?
No, I was not.
Okay. Did you know where your wife was last night?
No, I didn't. Actually, I was going to ask you about that today.
Derek's wife, Kim Griffin, was a key witness. She had reported to police that Derek had become increasingly jealous and was stalking her. Her statement about seeing his car near the scene directly contradicted his initial claims, applying the first layer of serious pressure.
Because, oh, go ahead.
No, I'm turning this off. That's all right.
Because thinking back on our conversation, what she said made no sense. Now, I know she's in college and she had finals yesterday. And her and some girlfriends, she told me, was going to Kelly's bar. Okay, that's where I expected she was. And then it dawned on me after we hung up, why would she feel she saw my car over north? And she was supposed to be in Brooklyn Park.
Right.
So then somewhere, you came over north and thought you saw me. So, I don't know. If she was, that's the only implication I got, that she was over north. Because she thought she saw me. You damn sure didn't look from Brooklyn Park and thought you saw me over north.
Right.
So, if I wasn't going to call her back and ask her about it, I said, hell, I'll talk to her about it today.
Right. Do you have any other vehicles that you drive?
Nope. Yeah, you're running too loud, so.
Where did you get picked up at? By our guys?
Holiday.
Where's that at?
On 43rd Central.
And you were up that way for what?
Getting a bag of cigarettes. Getting ready to come to the city.
So home must be up that way a little bit. I mean, we're detectives now, you know, we have to ask the questions, we don't necessarily know. But it just seems like if you're stopping
I'll tell
there.
you this much. Where I stay, I'm not revealing. Damn sure I don't have nothing to do with this man. So,
She said, Kim said you had a discussion about some guy that maybe you thought she was seeing at the Elks Club. You saw some text message or something, or you recall
his
that?
name's supposed to be Mike.
Yeah.
But I haven't. Is that him?
I don't know if he's Mike.
I've never identified Mike. I don't know if Mike is real. I know Texas are real. And hell, he wouldn't have no problem out of me. Most of the texts I seen was on the outbox, not the inbox.
Yeah.
So,
So
those are just things to me to keep your eyes peeled.
right. How did it make you feel when you saw him?
It's just something I had to address with her.
Yeah.
And I did.
She said you guys have been sort of split up for about a year and a half, is that right?
About that.
What's your hope for your relationship?
Well, we said we're going to try to stay together, keep it together.
And that was,
Basically just taking it slow.
yeah.
If she wanted a divorce or something, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, she said, I think you guys, maybe, you said you filed like last March, maybe a year ago. And then
That was the first step, and then I never pursued it after that.
Yeah. That's what she said. You had like some June court date or something, and then it's not, you guys didn't go from there. Nobody went through a divorce. Is that right?
Say that again?
She said you guys had a court date in June to sort of finish up.
Shit, I'd have to even pursue it. I don't even know.
Yeah, that's what she said. It
I
was.
don't know. For sure, court date did follow, but I don't know nothing about month date. I knew I never was going. So,
So do you actively work now then?
no, my ministry is my only source of income: weddings, funerals, other obligations.
Yeah.
Well, like Darcy said, we're trying to follow up on information. And anything you can tell us about where you're at or who you're with or anything about last night to help us show that. We're all ears.
Well, I'm prepared to tell you all the truth. 'Cause I didn't take that man's life. Especially for the motivation that it's supposed to be. I don't know if motivation was the word I'm looking for. But the reason, or however I'm saying it.
Right. And that's what you're hearing from Reverend McAfee, or?
That's what he heard from somebody else that had heard. So,
Right.
you know, I don't know how far down it went. It meant nothing to me. First thing I did was to call my wife.
Right.
So did you hear from him right before you called your wife?
Yeah, that's why I called. Other than that, I probably wouldn't call till after she got off work or something.
Hmm.
Are you in any other relationships right now?
No answering that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's just, my guess, I'll throw it out there. You'll know inside if I'm right, but I'm thinking maybe you're shacked up with somebody. And that's why you don't want to say where you're living.
I'm answering that.
Fair enough. You know, what it comes down to for us is if you're not around, we'd like to have something or somebody or some place to be able to say you were, so that we can move on.
Also, I'm not going to tell you where it was. All I'm going to tell you is where I wasn't. And I wasn't wherever he got killed at. I wasn't there.
Did you drive your car last night?
I tried my car last night.
Yeah.
Yep.
And can you take us through like where maybe you would have been driving around, or areas you might have been, or?
Getting too close, man.
You know.
You know, I moved the car. What time did this incident occur?
Around 11. We'll go between like 11 and midnight. I think you talked to your wife, I don't know, sometime that.
I don't know, it's in my phone.
The what?
It's in my phone.
Yeah, when you
But it
talked to
was, and Victor starting, she texted me. And she said, because she told me she would call me when she got home, she texted me and said that, I'm going to paraphrase it because I get ready for work,
Right.
but I ain't going to call you when I get home because you already know I'm on the way. Then I text her back, what do you mean?
Right.
And she sent me a text saying, you know what I mean. So then I called her. I said, what the hell are you talking about? You know, then she asked me, no, you did not say me. If you thought you did, then you should have approached.
Right.
You know, but if I was the type to just do something, like kill this man, it wouldn't be because he had sex with her, man. Like I said, if he did, if he did, I have no confirmation of that. But I do have confirmation of one long time ago.
Right.
And he's still living, he's still kicking,
Right.
still seeing. Hell, he'll tell you. He didn't exchange no words about it. So,
What was his name?
Keith.
Keith. And he's still around?
Yep.
We may need to talk to him, I don't know. I mean, if he's somebody you want us to talk to, we would do that. You gotta understand, Derek, if there's people that you want us to go holler at in this, we'll do that. And that's why we're sort of trying to figure out how we come to the place where we can say that it wasn't you.
I'm trying to get to how we come to the place where we even think it is.
Well, you gotta weigh this out, okay? You got your wife who's known you for 15 years, married for 9, right? Has seen you drive that car, has been in that car herself, has driven that car herself. It's pretty powerful to us to think that she would know that car, and she would know who to be in that car. Because I'm guessing you don't just loan your car out and let anybody drive around the north side, right? So if you had your car last night and she, who would believe that it was you, sees you there, that's going to carry some weight, you know.
She told me it was a thought.
Yeah.
I didn't say, well, how close did you get to the vehicle you thought it was? I didn't ask all that, man.
Right. But we did.
You know.
And that's not saying that he did anything wrong. That's just putting you on the north side. That's putting you near the Elks Club.
You can't put me at the Elks Club between 11 o'clock and 11 and 12, whatever you said. You can't place me there.
Well, then what's going to be helpful for us, Derek, is if you can help us to establish where you were.
You tell him where I was.
Verifying an alibi is critical in any investigation. Derek's refusal to disclose his whereabouts forced the investigators' hands. They soon discovered he was staying with another woman, a secret he was desperately trying to protect.
We care about the fact that you're going through what you're going through. We care about the fact that you're even having to sit down here in front of us. And sometimes things just happen that we don't really want to have happen.
That ain't one of them.
Well, I don't know what you mean by that.
Him being dead ain't nothing got to do with me or something that just happened.
Well, we wouldn't know that unless we asked you, would we? We didn't even ask you if you had anything to do with his death, did we?
I'm in a homicide unit.
Well,
You bring me a picture of a dead
yeah,
man.
but I mean, we didn't go straight out. We can get that out of the way right now. Derek, did you kill this man?
No, I did not.
Then we can move on from that question, right? Because we didn't go there. We're just trying to figure out where Derek was last night. We can't even get that far. You gotta weigh this part out, Derek. Of all the places that we could look for you and find you, why did they get you at 43rd and Central?
Because I wanted a pack of cigarettes.
Right. But do you think it was an accident that when you, I don't know, we weren't there on how it all came out, but however, you got X amount of cops around you, right? And you know about how long you were in your car. See what I'm saying? Because we're a little bit farther ahead of the game right now.
I'm not revealing where I stay.
We can reveal that for you if you want us to.
Go ahead.
Was it 942 42nd and Half Street?
That's the truth you told?
I might have got the numbers wrong.
I don't know the address, man.
Columbia Heights. We've had a little bit of chance to do some work on this.
Well, the things that I've told my wife and been telling my wife for the whole while I've been gone is the reason why I didn't reveal anything. That's the reason I did not say, where I am.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the issue that's got me here. So that's my reason. Did you thought you had an answer to it? But if that address is the one right around the cul-de-sac, here it is.
I got it here somewhere. Yeah.
Half Street might be.
Well, if that ain't right, that's damn close.
So here's the other, we don't have any reason to hold back from you there, alright? We're gonna go there.
Well, I got a reason to hold back from you.
Well, I'm sure you do.
And that's why I did it, so.
Right. But here's the thing, is what we want you to understand is we're gonna keep moving forward. And we're gonna go there and we're gonna ask you, whoever's there, maybe you can cut some of this off and tell us why we don't need to go there. I don't know. But we think there's probably people there that we would maybe want to talk to.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
so, the young lady you're staying with, were you with her last night?
I was there.
The whole night? Help me get from A to Z, man.
I was there doing the time he said.
Okay.
So,
Just help me go through your day and your night.
went outside, spoke to my wife. Naturally, I wasn't going to talk to her in the house. So, did that.
And what time was that?
I don't know, it's in the phone.
Did you leave at any time?
No.
So you were at that place now. Is this one of these things where I'm going to have to say the name of this gal, or?
You said the address, so I know you know her name.
Yeah? But, I hate having to go this route. I can assume from what I can gather that it's Ruben. But I don't want to say it is unless that's who it is.
It is.
How long have you known Ruben?
I ain't telling. That's her address, for sure. That's definitely her name.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go back, I ain't even tell.
But in order for us to get a complete picture, because that's pretty much all we need to deal with in a case like this. is you're getting calls saying, people are saying you had something to do with this. And here we are, we're saying, man, we can show right now that you're not there, that you have nothing to do with this, give it to us, we'll run with it. I gotta have someone, I ain't telling you. It's tough to work with. Can't build nothing with that, man.
How long me and her have been knowing each other, I don't see how that's relevant, man. I do know her. I do got clothes there, I do stay there, man.
Okay. And you were there the whole night? Did you leave?
I went to the laundromat, but it was closed, so I came right back.
Which laundromat?
Fourth Third.
I don't know heights that much, so I couldn't tell
It's
you.
the Fourth Third Central. Holidays on one side, and it's in
What time was that about?
It was closed, so it was, I missed the 10 o'clock cutoff. So,
You understand why we gotta talk to you, though, Derek? You know, 'cause I mean, it's not like we go where we're led, and right out of the gate, people threw your name out, and we've never even met you, you know.
he and I have never met. So I really don't understand why my name would have been thrown out.
Yeah, I mean, that's why
We weren't destined to meet. We had no appointments to meet. We've had no disputes on cell phones. None of that.
Right.
So,
But here's what you gotta think about just a little bit, is it's not just us. It's, you heard it from the Reverend. I don't know how you're plugged in with him, but I mean, for him to call you,
same profession.
yeah, but for him to call you, it's not like we're just picking your name out of a hat, right?
Right.
It's out on the street. Somehow, somewhere, somebody thinks, you know, that you had something to do with this. And we're still at that crossroads of how do we establish where exactly you were. And maybe I missed it, but are you saying that you were at home on full night and maybe dipped out to the laundromat a bit?
Laundromat was closed. Came right back.
Okay. Did you borrow your car to anybody last night?
No.
Did you borrow your phone to anybody last night?
No.
Even if a guy was sitting outside the Elks Club doesn't mean that he had anything to do with it, Derek, right? I mean, that's just a piece of the... And I think my partner and I both believe that you were there. We're not gonna, you know, try to pull back from you on where we're at with it.
It wasn't.
It's pretty, sometimes the strongest evidence we get from people is, of course, people that would know each other. It's hard for us to believe, you know, we weren't there to see you, so we still have to go by what other people would have seen. But people that know you, Derek, that love you,
Might have thought they seen me, but they didn't.
but it's powerful for us. There's a lot of weight in it.
I'm here. But you didn't have to come.
So when you talk to your wife, were you on your way down here then?
When she confirmed where she was.
You were. Did you talk to a guy named Will last night?
Yep.
What was he to you?
Guy who's married to my niece.
Remember the substance of that conversation?
Caught him a couple times. Once I didn't get it. So, wasn't much substance to it.
Bringing in a potential alibi witness is a classic interrogation tactic used to break a suspect's composure. Ruby's imminent arrival put Derek in a compromising position. Continuing his lie could potentially implicate her in a serious crime.
Where are you at with it?
I already told you that.
Yeah.
I think it's a mandatory thing.
Is it a given?
I don't think everybody's capable. Or willing, should I say.
How about from God?
He forgives. If he doesn't, I've been lying a long time.
Right. There's no blanket on what he will or will not forgive, right? It's gonna be really hard for us to get over the fact that you weren't there, Derek. Just level with you. We gotta be able to account for it. It is what it is. And I don't want you to just go into this thinking that it's just your wife that saw you there.
Going into it thinking that whoever thinks they saw me there did it. Her included and whomever else.
I don't know if that...
I struggle believing that so many people supposedly seen me someplace and nobody spoke to me.
Well,
I struggle believing that.
maybe people didn't know how to take what they saw.
I don't know what they saw supposedly is, so can't comment on that. I speak to people I recognize.
Right.
So,
but I think it's important for you to understand that it's just not your wife saying it.
I don't know who it is, man. I'm telling you what it is.
Right.
So,
When was the last time you were up around the Elks Club?
last week,
Did you go inside or were you just,
it was a repass. The funeral I had just done, the repass was there.
We've been without our chocolate.
You know how many times, Derek, the average person's caught on video per day? We could just say that maybe it's even two. I don't know what the number is myself. But I suspect nowadays it's quite a bit. Nobody can really understand what another person is going through because they're not in their shoes. They may know bits and pieces and parts of it, have their own struggles and problems, but until they're walking in somebody else's shoes, they're not going to get that. You know? And that's what I really want to impress upon you is we're not here to judge you for this, Derek. But we both really strongly agree that you were up there.
It wasn't.
And then, we got a hard time believing it. And we don't want to sit and point fingers and say, that you're lying to us, but we have to go by what we're given. And we're given a start on this young man's death right here. How we both were in bed, got called in from home. We weren't there. So we go, well, where do we start with this? What happened? We get that first part of the story. And who's in that first part of the story? with Derek in a white Cadillac. So where do we go? We go, oh, we gotta talk to Derek, right?
Here.
Right, and we don't have anybody else really there to go at right now. And there's gonna be points where there's decisions that you're gonna have to make. You know, where do you want this thing to end up for you?
The decisions are made. I wasn't there.
Well, but if we have to build it the other way, you know, and you're telling us that you weren't there, and then all of a sudden, well, you know, by whatever means, we place your car there. We could just even leave you out of it. Now we got your car there.
So you're gonna have to do that. Wasn't there.
Well, we think we have it. Well, actually, we know we have it. Your car is there. And so then we got to take it to the next step. We got to explain that.
Wasn't there. So I guess you might have to explain that.
Well, we'll do that. And I think I had a call that I think they're bringing, how many people were home there with Ruby? I think they were trying to call me on that.
It's her son. He's probably in school.
Yeah, so maybe it's just her then. Excuse me just a second. Hey, do you have Ruby there? Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Yeah. Do you want me to talk to her? Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Ruby. This is Sergeant Pond with the police department in Minneapolis. I'm speaking with Derek right now downtown. Okay? And we'd like you to come down and have a chat with us about what Derek's got going on here. Hello? Okay. So because we're speaking with Derek right now, we'll have some questions of you, and we might need to speak with Derek after we talk to you. Well, yeah. What time do you work? Yeah. If we get you to, these guys will give you a ride down, and they'll get you a ride home before 2 o'clock. Okay. Yep. It's easier that way if they just do it. Then we can get you in and out of here, okay? Well, let me talk to the sergeant there, and we'll take care of that. Okay, well, you and I can have a talk about that when you get down here. And if you can put her back on, I'll take care of that, okay? Yeah, she'll come down with you. Yep, she'll come down with you.
Once a suspect's first lie unravels, it opens the door for investigators to exploit further inconsistencies. Derek's admission that he was in North Minneapolis was a major breakthrough, as it officially placed him in the geographical vicinity of the murder.
You know, a lot of times, Derek, when this part happens, then other people can be compromised, and they compromise themselves. You know, I'm not saying Ruby's going to come down here and tell us anything that's not true, but it gets to be a point where people start to drag other people through the mud a little bit. So just something to think about.
Oh, I tried to keep her address and name. Well, I didn't know the address, but her name out of it.
Right.
Send it. So she'll hear the same bull I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So,
You want a water or something to drink, or?
yeah.
We got our work cut out for us in this one. You grew up in the cities,
Born and raised.
North side. Yeah. Hey, thanks, man. That's the best I got for right now.
Okay, so here's our next move, Derek. Ruby's coming down. We'll talk to her. We're going to go through the house and see if there's anything that we're interested in. Okay? We'll go through your car, see if there's anything we're interested in. You know, that's just logical things, you know, that we do in the course of an investigation. But then, so as part of that, is there anything that you want us to know about that we might find that you want to say anything about?
Nothing that shouldn't be there. No.
Do you own any handguns?
Two.
Okay. And where are they?
There.
You handled them recently?
Nope.
What kind of handguns are?
9mm and a 38.
When was the last time you fired them?
Hell, I don't know. 9mm probably been years. Gun range, that's about it.
Do you have are you a permit holder?
It's in my wallet.
Do you have a permit to carry?
No, just a permit to purchase or to own.
Where are they at in the house? So, When we go there,
9 millimeters in the drawer. 30 is on the nightstand.
in cases, or they just out?
The 9 millimeters in the case. 38's out.
How long, are they your personal guns, or
Yeah.
did you buy them?
Yep.
From who?
Bills.
Both of them?
Yep. Same date.
Are they loaded?
The 38 is. No, I don't remember if the 9 is. I know there's a loaded clip, but I don't think it's in the gun. I don't think it is.
And how many rounds are in the 38, you know?
5.
And is it loaded with 5?
Yep.
The snub nose or whatever? Small. Was the 6-inch barrel,
Smaller.
like a J-frame, little.
38 special.
Do you have ammunition up there for it?
Yep.
Extra ammo, or?
Yep.
Anything in your car?
I got a case of 38s in my car. Not case, a little small box of, and another one inside the house.
Do you have any fired shells?
No.
So would Ruby know where you were between 11 and midnight last night?
I don't see why not.
Were you with her?
Might have been outside talking to my wife.
Outside, meaning?
Just outside the door. Outside the house door, not the bedroom door.
Cell phone location data has become an indispensable tool for modern policing. These records create an objective, digital footprint of a person's movements, presenting hard evidence that is incredibly difficult for a suspect to refute.
You know, and we'd much rather have you be in the position where you could just up front and be honest with us about what happened.
I don't know what happened. I asked you. Chose not to tell me. I don't know how he was killed. I don't know where. All I know is I didn't do it. So,
Well, but that's you saying it. Now we
I'm
might,
you're asking.
right? And we might have to come, the problems we're having right now, Derek, is you're not saying you're on the north side, and we can prove that. Without a doubt. And that's not gonna be by anybody's word either. That's gonna be part of it.
That's the way you feel, man.
Where do you think your cell phone's gonna put you?
You got it. You tell me.
We have the records too, Derek.
So,
What it's gonna come down to, it's real simple. We can go at this for hours. Or we can just cut right to it. And you can be a man about it, and you can be a man of God about it, and you can tell the truth about it. Because where we're at isn't gonna change. It's gonna be on you, on how you want this to shake out for you. you wanna be perceived by the people that are gonna ultimately be reading and hearing about this, and maybe someday if it ever goes to court, be looking at you, and the things that you told us, did they make sense in the way that we presented it to you, and the way that, you know, the evidence is gonna shake out? A lot of times, Derek, what people have to say to us to change anything for them. It can only, it's sort of one of these fine lines where it can be the accusation, or it can be something that people can understand that, well, the guy's going through a world of hurt. He's really upset about, you know, I'm not going to want to speculate about all that stuff for you, but people can understand certain things. But you know what they can't understand is that somebody that comes in and just really doesn't own up to any bit of it. Zero responsibility behind it.
Well, that's what I feel I have. Zero responsibility. I'm not the reason he's not here. So,
well, here's the part that we got to get over, Derek, is where were you when this guy, at the time that this guy was killed, right nearby the Elks?
The answer hasn't changed, man.
Blocks away.
The answer has not changed.
You know, what hasn't changed for us is our phone records. This pile of stuff sitting here. We're going to let you tell your story. We're going to hear you out, see what you have to say. And then we'll look at the phone records, and we'll go, well, Derek says he wasn't the north side. So we go, we suspected you would probably say that. I mean, to be honest with you. So then we thought, well, let's see where Derek was when his phone was in use at like 10 o'clock. Well, he's up in the area of 42nd Street, 10 o'clock, right? There's the map. This is the latitude, longitude that we track it all at, right? All right.
Pretty good.
We'll keep it.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
Right. We'll keep it real simple for you, okay? 10:30. Still up around the same area. 44th. 11 o'clock. This is a map of North Minneapolis. Now we've shifted cities. 11:30. Or we've asked you, you know, to just tell us the truth on where you were. The truth. 11:30. North Minneapolis. 11:38. Northeast Minneapolis, heading back towards Columbia Heights. 11:43, Columbia Heights. You know, if we were to drive the route from North Minneapolis to this place on Columbia Heights, how long do you suppose it would take?
I don't know. It depends on which way you go.
Well, there's really only, you gotta go across the river, don't you?
I only go to 694.
Right. But you didn't. So by taking the route, you know, say Plymouth Avenue to 42nd and a half up in Heights.
The car was not on Plymouth Avenue.
What's that?
The car was not on Plymouth Avenue.
No?
Nope.
We'll leave it at this. Your car was near Plymouth Avenue. Because your car was on the north side. And, you know, we're not just dealing with maps. We're dealing with the actual phone records for phone numbers. And so we looked at where Derek was on here. This is how we get to the maps. Highlighted one in green is when you're in North Minneapolis. These are your phone records. More phone records. Talk to Will, like 10:30, close to that. Talk to your wife. 11:49. And between those two times, your phone is in North Minneapolis. And we need to account for that, Derek. We're asking you.
Well, I guess if you know about the women, you might as well know about that too. Will works at a liquor store. He works at Mickey's. I called Will and asked Will, did he have a bottle? Will told me he did. I went and picked it up. When I called Will, when I got to Will's home, Will wasn't there. So I called him. He told me he would have his lady friend that's in the house bring my bottle outside, and that's what she did. The bottle still hasn't been opened. You'll find that on the floor on my side of the bed at the house.
What kind of bottle?
Ricky Martin, VSOP. Still in the box. Seal isn't broken.
And where did this happen at?
Will lives on 16th in Emerson. Right on the corner.
What city is that in?
Minneapolis.
North Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Help me understand why that would be something that
I'm a private person, man. I don't want people knowing I'm cheating on my wife. I don't want people knowing I'm drinking. I don't want people thinking I'm some kind of hypocrite preacher. So I prefer not to expose
It's
myself.
not their place to judge you.
no.
But it's not, I like my stuff to me. That's how I've always been. So I don't believe that my business is everybody's business. And I know however it goes down, this conversation don't stay in here. Ruby's gonna know about my wife is gonna know about Ruby. So that's where I'm reluctant.
Well, here's where we're here to get to the bottom of this. It's not our position to go snitch you off to Ruby or snitch you off to your wife or any of that. Here's the thing. If you can account for where you were at the time this guy was killed, and if you're truthful about it, we don't have to go down that road. You know, I think I tried to head off Ruby even before we even got there. I asked you if there's things you can account for before we bring her down here. But you didn't want to do that, so that forces our hand.
That I did. If I can. Protect either one of them from any kind of whatever, pain or heartache, I would do so. So
These aren't easy conversations for us to have with them, you know.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So that would account for people seeing you in North Minneapolis. And for you being in
I don't know nothing about, I don't know anything about that. But I did let you know the bottle's there. Will would tell you, and I didn't see Will. They had his girl bring it out to me. So, the bottle's there, untouched. And I just don't like everybody in my business.
You said that was 16th and Emerson.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is 16th and Emerson from the Elks Club?
And I would guess the Elks is probably smack in the middle between Fremont and Penn. Somewhere right in the center between those two areas. Halfway between Emerson and Penn.
More than a block away?
Yeah.
I guess now we gotta try to figure out why these people saw you down there. Did you go by the Elks Club?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I don't even remember which direction I did go. But if I had seen my wife at the Elks, probably went in. But I don't, until she said she thought she saw me over North, I never knew she was over there. Stalking a strange guy. No. That one don't work.
Seemingly minor details from witness testimony can become powerful tools in the interrogation room. The detail about the Cadillac backing down the street was a specific point that only someone who was actually there could credibly confirm or deny.
My guess is when you got married, you never suspected that you would end up separated from your wife. True? That's probably not why you got married, right?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah? Well, you took vows.
Yeah, well, that happened.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not calling you out on anything, but I mean, that's especially holding, to the cloth like you do and having a ministry, and I would suspect those vows meant a lot to you.
still do.
Well, even so much that you chose to not get divorced last year, right?
Right. Still haven't filed for one, so.
Now, how does that sit with your ministry?
With don't make things right, but it's not public. So. And if my wife did step out of this marriage, definitely wouldn't hold her accountable for it.
Well, it'd sort of be hypocritical.
So, if she did, I pushed her to it. You go out of your house for a year and a half, she might do something like that. But why just single out him?
We don't know, Derek.
I wasn't killed.
You were shot.
That helps.
Up that way.
The only two weapons I got you will soon have. So.
Did you shoot any of them within the last day?
It has been, but no, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. You saying someone else might have shot you?
No. And again, I don't handle them every day. I don't have no reason to. There shouldn't be no spent cartridges in neither one of them. I couldn't even tell you if the 9mm is loaded or not. I know the clips are loaded. I don't think one's injected in the gun though. So. I'm confident. Won't no bullet match no bullets from him.
I believe you could say that.
I'm confident about that.
And you know what we're confident about, Derek? Is that you were on the north side. And lo and behold, you're on the north side.
Well, the bottle wasn't thrown from Will's house to Columbia Heights, so I've already said that, and I told you why I didn't say it.
Right.
And quite frankly, I don't regret it. I don't want everybody knowing what I do. I've been private. I like to stay that way. You know, you see things from a different perspective because you're always in this situation. I've never been. So I still want what I want. So,
Yeah, you know what we see is what we want is just the truth, whatever it is.
got it.
You know, and that's what people respect.
You have it.
So it makes it more plausible that when people say they saw Derek by the Elks Club, because you were on the north side.
North side covers a lot of area.
By the Elks
Me,
Club.
by the
We'll
Elks.
cut her down then, brother. By the Elks Club.
I can't give it comfort in there. You asked me was I north, I told you no.
Well, now we're gonna zero in where you by the Elks Club parked in a car.
No. Well, if you can, I don't know, man. What do you consider 16th and Emerson?
16th and Emerson.
Is that by the Elks Club, or how do you want to look at it? All over north is between Plymouth, is before Broadway.
We'll go right by the Elks Club, within a block.
I'm gonna say this to you again.
Specifically on the south side of Plymouth.
Maybe like James or something.
No.
Park Lakes out.
No.
How can we show that you were at 16th and Emerson?
Say it again.
How can we show that you were at 16th and Emerson?
You're gonna check with Will. He's gonna tell you what he told her to give me. You're gonna find it on the side of the bed.
Were you on Irving Avenue at all?
No. I don't recall passing over Irving.
How about on Irving?
No.
South of Plymouth.
I don't know what you mean, south, lower. It doesn't matter.
Low.
I don't recall being on Irving.
A little low.
No. So,
Your car was?
no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you can go a little further. Driving backwards, actually, for a short period of time.
That's a good one, ain't it?
He asked me what I was doing in Irving. Just driving backwards for a little bit.
No.
You know who was driving it?
I know who had my car.
Right. So
They,
do we.
so, where you say it, how you say it, no. So,
How do you want things to end up for you, Derek?
man, they just gonna be what they gonna be.
You just
But you're not gonna make me sit up and tell you I did something I didn't do.
We're not asking.
I've been in locations I don't recall being in. No, it's not gonna happen, man.
You don't recall being in location.
Yeah, you're asking me about the Elks. You're asking me about James. You're asking me about Irvin.
Right.
You know, so.
There's specific reasons why we're asking you that. Just
Well,
like,
I'm sure sooner or later you'll get to him, but
well, yeah, just like we left it real blank.
this man is not dead because of me. That's it.
Why? Well, how can you say that, Derek?
Yeah, because I know I didn't kill him.
You know who did?
No, I don't. Don't know him.
And where were you then when it happened?
I'm not going through all that again, man.
I don't think
You've already told me, I've already told you. Not going through all that again, man. So,
how do you want things to end up for you, Derek?
they'll end up however they end up, man.
No,
So,
I don't know if I could sit there and just resign myself passively to this. It's a force of nature that I can do nothing about.
when you say what you say, you know what is, I'm done. I didn't leave your questions unanswered. The ones I didn't choose to answer, I explained to you why. I'm done. So,
When a suspect shuts down and refuses to cooperate, the interrogation enters its endgame. Without a confession, every lie, inconsistency, and denial is now on the record. This evidence is crucial for building a solid case to be presented at trial.
And that's what you gotta take into account some of that too, Derek. You know, people know you. And like you say, some people are gonna go, no. Some people, whatever. You know, they'll have their own judgment, but that's not their place. It won't be held in a public street court. You gotta figure out how you want to deal with this.
I'm dealing, man.
Yeah, I believe you are.
I'm dealing, so.
I believe you are, but I think you're turned a little more inside than you want to be.
I understand.
I don't think you're the type of person that feels good about not being honest about anything. And I think that's me. Outside of even, we'll just not talk about this man's death. We'll talk about just the way things turned for you. That doesn't feel good, man. Nobody feels good about that. So you gotta deal with those feelings. And how you're gonna stand up and preach the word and deliver your ministry when you got your own thing going on. You know. But then you take it to where when do you start feeling good?
I don't know what you mean.
Did you feel good when you confessed to your wife that you had another woman? Did you feel like you had a little bit of a burden left?
I didn't tell her that.
No, that's not what she said. But that's not an argument we need to have. But the thing is that when you start to tell the truth, Derek, things can maybe inside you start to feel a little better. Maybe.
All I told my wife was, I'm not the devil she made me out to be, and I ain't the angel I make myself out to be. That's what I said.
Yeah.
So, I ain't told about no damn.
Well, she said the word, specifically the word sex, when she called you out on it. Whatever that is. My point is it's for you. I don't believe you're the person that can feel comfortable in his skin lying constantly about things. You know, for whatever reason. If whatever you want us to believe or not, about some, hold back, I just don't believe that's you.
Did she say she had something to do with this guy?
Meaning, like, was she involved with them,
Yeah.
or, I can't go there.
Hell, I bet she's trying out about Ruby, why can't you?
Well, it's not, I told you I wouldn't lie to you, it's one of those things where I'll keep
Man, if I did, at least I would be able to confirm it happened. I don't know that there's ever been anything between them. I don't know who he is.
right,
Now, I'm assuming he's the Mike character.
right. That makes sense to me.
You know, but I don't know. You know, so I don't know what to tell you, man.
No, that makes sense to me because here's the struggle you're having, and then all of a sudden Sunday or whatever you come across, whatever you saw, however you interpret it. But you got this name Mike attached to it, and you got the Elks Club attached to it, and I didn't think that you had a face attached to it. There's got to be a point there where you can shed a little bit more light on this for us, and you just think about it. You know, like I said, I don't know that you want to go down with this version of the story being that you want people to actually believe this as the truth. I think what people will ultimately respect at the end of all this is the truth. They maybe not going to like it the best, but they'll at least be able to say, well, he stood up in front of us for all these years, but when it came time for him to have his own spot of trouble, he owned up to it and he had the truth. I think you might find some respect in that. I don't know. It's just my guess.
This is cold. Appreciate it.
I want you to understand it's not our goal to wrap you up in something that you're not involved in, okay? But you're involved in it, so it's gonna be however you want this to look from here on out for you. You know, like I said,
Pretty much through, man. You said what you had to say.
Yeah, exactly.
You said that you've come to your conclusion.
Well, it's not. My conclusion doesn't really mean a whole lot, Derek.
That's what you say, but you know, it is
All
what
I
it
do
is,
is
man.
talk to people and I write a report.
Well,
That's it.
you told me what you believe, and you don't really want to hear nothing other than
I
that.
want to hear everything that you got to
Well,
say.
you've heard it.
Well,
You've heard it. So
I'm assuming you have more to say than just that. I mean, you got to remember, we spent the first part, you know, just kind of going around and whether or not you were on the north side. You know, that doesn't shake out so well for you.
it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
I told you. I told you what. You want to know where I live? I didn't want to tell you, and I told you what.
I got all that.
So, you know. You said I'm involved. I said I'm not. That's where we
Well,
stop.
you're on the north side.
You know.
You're by the Elks Club. That's your involvement for me right now.
Well,
Right?
it's nothing I did had anything to do with this man not being here. So we can.
How do we say that? I mean, what can you give us to say that is the truth?
I've answered whatever you've asked.
Well, but you're saying that you're not involved, and well, how do we prove it? We would be more than happy to prove your non-involvement, Derek.
Well, I mean, you got
You
to
gotta give us something to work with.
I gave you what I got. This is a total stranger to me.
Yeah.
So I gave you what I got.
And where did you come up with that you're hearing that he had something to do with your wife or was involved with your
I
wife?
already told you that, man. No,
Is this the Reverend McAfee?
yes, I told you that already. And the phone will reflect. So,
Yeah, we know he called you.
And I would think if I done something like that, I'd be calling somebody, trying to get some help and whatever, yada yada.
Everybody has their own way of dealing with it.
Well, I'm not
Believe it or not, Derek, we actually get people that come in here and say, you know what, I messed up. I am messed up, and I didn't mean for this to happen, or I did this, or they lay out what actually happened, the truth. You know, they don't take us around this long roundabout way for whatever ulterior reasons or motives that they have to not tell us the truth.
Well, I assume you don't convict or have run into a lot of past pastors and present preachers for murder either. So,
No. But that's not my job. I'm not the convictor, Derek. That's what you're missing here. I'm not going to be sitting on the panel.
thing is this, officer, from under arrest, arrest me. But the fact remains the same. He's not dead because of me.
I'm gonna go wrap up a couple things. You hungry? You want a snack or anything? Or
Need is my meds.
where are they at?
At home.
What do you take them for?
Diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure.
Where are you sitting at with your diabetic meds? Is that a pill you take, or
2 pills.
when are you supposed to take them?
In the morning.
Did you take them before you left the house?
No. As far as things from my mind.
Alright. Well, let's sort through a couple things here.
The trial of Derek Griffin was a contest between his persistent denials and damning evidence. The prosecution's case hinged on cell phone data that tracked his path to the crime scene and his own wife's testimony placing his car there. Despite his final claim of innocence, the jury found the proof overwhelming. Griffin was convicted of first-degree premeditated murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole, a final judgment for a pastor who committed a violent crime of jealousy and betrayal of his faith.